Today I want to talk to you about the Elna Excellent 770. This is one of the top of the line machines put out by Elna. It has so many nice convenience features, so many nice utility features that I know you'll love. So let's take a look at a good overview of this machine. The Elna 770 is loaded out with sewing stitches, garment construction stitches, and quilting stitches. There's other quilting features built into this machine. The first thing we notice is the longer throat space on this machine. From our needle to the inside of the sewing arm is 11 inches. It's a very comfortable machine to sew at. You have plenty of room if you're quilting to roll up that finished product. But just for standard garment sewing and utility sewing, it's really nice having the extra area so you don't have to worry about wrestling with the fabric at the needle. You can keep more fabric down here out of the way. There is a table you can get for this machine to even extend this out. It does have the removable accessory tray on it and a very long free arm here. So if I'm hemming a pair of pants, shirt sleeve, that type of thing, it's a lot longer arm. There's a guide you can get to pop on here. It's the same guide that moves down the entire body here. Another nice thing about this machine, there's no more screws for the needle plates. It will come with the standard plate and also will come with a straight stitch plate. So all I have to do is push this button to remove the needle plate, and then I'm able to get the other, the straight stitch plate and put on the machine. There are sensors built onto the machine to let me know exactly which plate that I have on. There are special straight stitch and utility stitches on this machine for this particular needle plate. The machine is not going to allow us to put another stitch on here that may cause us the needle to hit the needle plate because of the sensors that are built in on it. So you do not have to worry about that. Another thing about this machine, you have 350 total stitches to choose from. And we will have more information on the website showing you more pictures of the stitches that are built in. The full color screen here, I can pull up the stitch that I want to sew, and it's also going to show me in actual size what size the particular stitch is. So I'll know based on my garment or the application that I'm doing exactly how large that particular stitch is. And if I need to adjust it, I can, and I can see it without having to do a test run. The machine will also recommend a presser foot for the type of stitch that I'm doing, so I make sure I have the correct foot. But there's a conglomeration of stitches, whether it be utility stitches, different heirloom and quilting stitches. There are some decorative stitches. There are alphabets built onto this machine. Now the Excellent 770 does a 9mm width on my zigzag, so that means I can do a 9mm tall letter, or if I have a really pretty bright decorative thread, once you put that machine on 9mm, it really does stand out. It's very prominent, and you'll love that ability. Most of the machines will do a 7mm width stitch, so you will notice a big difference there. Threading is a breeze on this particular machine. I do have the horizontal spool pin here. There is a vertical pin we can get because I can do twin needle sewing with this machine. But threading my machine is very easy. Everything is very channeled all the way down to my needle. I do have a built-in needle threader on the machine. Nice thing about the 770 is it does have the pivot function. So I can push this button to raise and lower my presser foot. But once I finish sewing and I hit the scissor, the machine will automatically raise the presser foot for me. There's times we want to have the needle in the garment and times we want it out. And having that in conjunction with the pivot function makes it really nice. I get to a corner and I hit my scissor, the machine will automatically stop, needle in the fabric, and raise the presser foot so I can turn a corner. You can't get that on many machines. And for the price this machine is a very good value for all the features that you get. I do have the auto lock feature, and what that does, the auto lock ties a stitch off for me underneath. So I don't have to worry about a real ugly back tack on top, though I do have reverse here. You'll probably never use that anymore. The auto lock ties it off underneath so it's hidden and out of the way. I will have extra high lift under my presser foot, and on this particular machine I have a 7-point feed dog system. There is more surface area touching the fabric on this machine than just about any that's made, and that is key. It's very critical because for a lighter weight material, the more surface area feed dogs are touching my fabric, the likelihood of the fabric puckering is going to be less. For heavier materials, it works quite the opposite. You want more surface area. That heavy material, it helps to feed that heavier material all the way through the machine. Now, you also will get the Accu feed system on this machine. It's a I guess you can say a supersonic walking foot. The Accu feed system will grab the fabric at the top and work in a very precise ratio with the feed dogs that's built in to the machine. Feeding that thicker material or spongier material like a quilt, you have that bottom, the batting, and the top. Sometimes that makes it hard for a machine to feed all that through at one time, keeping it flat and straight as the needles penetrate in the garment. Now, we showed you we have the removable accessory tray. I do have the door opens toward me so I can see all of my accessories, get what I need to get, and get back to sewing. You will have a knee lift that's built in on this. There's a little lever that pops in here. So when I'm doing free motion, I don't have to take my hands off of anything. I can keep there. I can raise and lower my presser foot right there at it. Or I can just hit the button here. And then this little lever right here is a buttonhole balancer. Sometimes for certain fabrics, one side of the buttonhole may be a little bit thinner than others. You can adjust that right here on the machine. I will have the speed control that overrides my foot control, which comes with it. Or if you don't want to use the foot control, I've got start stop right here. Another nice thing that I really do like about this, you get a lot more light on this machine. There are 9 LEDs positioned on this particular machine, so I can get light where I need it. You can't have enough light in a sewing room, that is for sure. And then if I need to get to my any of the areas here, I can just actually open this up, keep maintenance, or if I got some thread hung somewhere, it's very easy to pop that open and I'm ready to sew now. So let's show you just how tough and durable this machine is, and we'll get a little bit to the LCD screen on this machine in just a minute. The motor size on the Elna 770 is very large. You're going to be able to handle heavier materials without putting stress and strain on the machine. Here I've got 8 layers of denim, which basically represents the side seam on a pair of blue jeans. And I can get that presser foot up, get it where I need to go, and we'll just sew on a straight stitch here. I'm going to cut my speed down just a little bit because I want to show you not only can this machine handle heavy materials, you're not going to have to worry about adjusting tensions on this machine. It will crawl up and it will crawl down onto a garment, not having to worry about it jamming or doing anything like that. So I went from 8 layers of denim to this cotton material, and now I'm working with a stretchy material. I've got that auto lock feature. I'm going to tie that stitch off. Then I'm going to hit my scissor and notice how it raised the presser foot up for me. So I went from extremely heavy to a cotton to a stretch material. There's no puckering there, and I've covered a wide range of garments. On the 770, we have a lot of computer controls built onto this particular machine. Here I can adjust the width and the length on all my sewing patterns. Everything is categorized on the machine, and there's a placard on top of the machine to correspond to the stitch and also a number by it, so I can kind of reference and see where I want to go. So I have basic utility, I have decorative, alphabets, and there's a sewing advisor built onto the machine. So let's say that I wanted to do a zigzag. Here I've got it at 3 millimeters in width, and as I move that width up, it goes in tenths of a millimeter. So I'm very precise on where I need to adjust the width there. So I have all these different sizes, and as I'm increasing that width on the machine here, it's showing me an actual size this particular zigzag. So if I want to do other stitches, I can just continue to page over. I've got the one-step buttonholes that are built in on the machine. It will come with a specialized attachment that'll size those buttonholes every time to the button that I'm working with. And then I'll have other quilting stitches, several different appliques with different widths on tacks, spacing in between those particular tacks. Ken Sewing Center is an authorized Elna dealer. We carry everything that's made for this particular machine. Not only that, I have plenty of people at our store in Muscle Shoals, Alabama that can help you with any kind of question that you have. We have 4 technicians that are on staff, and we're open 6 days a week. So once you purchase from us, you're not done with us. We're glad to help you with any kind of question you may have, whether it be how to use a presser foot, whether to troubleshoot something or give you operation help on the machine. We're just an email or phone call away.